Good morning to everybody. How you doing? Hope all is well. Keep up the beautiful work. Today is Thursday, Parashat Hayesara, and we are continuing the holy words of the Pele Yoetz. We are in the letter Chet, in the subject of Hayim. What is life? Back to life, back to reality. What is really considered life? In the Hebrew book, we are on page 231, Resh Lamed Aleph. In the Hebrew English Art Scroll, volume 2, we are on page 174. Hine, kiken tov lagever. It is good for a person. Sha'af sheharano Hashem osher v'chavod. Even if Hashem has granted him wealth, honor, unchasim merubim, and a lot of property, v'ochalim merubim, and a lot of access to food, al yargil et banav bigdolot. Do not spoil your children. As we said yesterday, the rabbi is continuing, Obtanugod b'nei adam. If you're going to give a kid everything that he wants at every second, the rule is if you say yes to everything, they're going to say no one day when you want something. And if they're used to whining and dining and having filet mignon for breakfast and Uber Eats, Heke, Essen, Mr. Broadway, Renaissance, whatever it might be, in another shul far away, a rabbi would have to mention other restaurants. However, our community, Baruch Hashem, only eats where they're supposed to. They never heard of Angelicas or anything like that. Ki lo yeda ma yeled yom, because no one knows what's going to be in the future. The Torah testifies, we all know Parashat Naso in the book of Bamidbar. There's a whole subject called Ben Sorer Umoreh. Obviously it doesn't apply today, but the concept of course applies on a tiny miniature level. That in the Torah tells us if a kid indulges in this kind of food and that kind of food, and he does it in a certain way at a certain age, unfortunately it's not a good thing. Gam ki askin lo yasur mimena. Even when he gets older, it will not be removed from him. V'sov shemilastem atibiriyot. At the end of the day, what happens? He ends up has v'halila, stealing from the people. You do hear stories, unfortunately, from planet Mars, where people had to live a certain lifestyle and things weren't going their way, so they had to start doing things that make no sense, that they never thought they would do, but only to keep up to their status and to their lifestyle. Shema Yisrael. Olefikach amra Torah. Therefore the Torah tells us, Ki yeh ish ben sorer umoreh. As mentioned, the subject of sorer umoreh, yamut zakai va'al yamut hayav. The Torah says that child deserves the death penalty, believe it or not. But it's not a punishment for what he did. The Torah says better he goes and leaves this world if he fills in all the checks on the to-do list for being a Ben Sorer Umoreh, and all the criteria is there. The Torah testifies, and when the Torah testifies, you know 1,000,000% that it's going to happen, Shema Yisrael. So the Torah says, better he leave the world now without a lot of stains on his soul than, God forbid, him getting a lot of stains and he has to leave later, and who knows what will be in the world of eternity. Ukvar be'enenu ra'inu. We have already seen, the rabbi says, uboznenu shamanu, and we heard, kama v'kama sha'yideh how often are there stories by people getting used to all day long? Now, if we got to do what we got to do is one thing, but if someone's going the extra mile for all kinds of nonsense, and then they get into a situation where, God forbid, they can't afford it, and now they have to do things, the rabbi says we see it all the time. Sof shiatzu l'tarvut ra'ah, they end up going out to do bad. V'sofam hayara. And at the end of the day, Shema Yisrael, the situation is bad. Rahmana litzlan, God should help us. V'afilum lo yitzeh letervut ra'ah. Even if a person doesn't go out to do bad things, al kol panim hayet tzari yehyeh. He's not going to be a happy camper. V'kama pa'amim yira v'lo yochal. And at the end of the day, he's going to be starving, Shema Yisrael, and suffering. Ki lo al alechem levado yehyeh. He's going to end up, God forbid, only living on bread. But if someone, and this is an attitude not only with food, with everything in life, if people are always echa, I want more, they will never ever be happy. But if a person goes ahead and he says, Gamzu l'tova, thank you Hashem. You meet people out there, God bless them, they're so positive. They can see a cup 3/4 empty, and they're focusing on the quarter that is full. Yisba lechem etov lo bazeh. A person will end up living a happier life. V'yesh perush aher. There's another explanation. Sharotzeh lechyot ha'chayim ha'mitim hayei olam haba. If a person wants to live a happy life here, yamit when we started off this subject where the rabbi says if someone wants to live, he has to pass away, he has to live a life of suffering, it's also referring to the next world. We think we're so used to this world, but we know the next world is the main world. We should live and be well. And therefore, sometimes it's not so easy to wake up 5:40 in the morning to come to class. It's not so easy to do certain things. You see people going to certain places, but you know that I'm not going to do it because it's the wrong thing. So there's a little sacrificing here, but it'll end up being that they will have eternal tranquility in heaven. Baruch Hashem, we know everyone in our community, they're doing what they're supposed to, slowly but surely. In a couple of weeks from now, we're going to learn the parasha of the ladder of Yaakov. And our rabbis ask, the angels were going up and down the ladder. Don't angels have wings? If you had wings, would you be walking up the ladder? If you go in the airport and you see 99% of people on the escalator, and there's always that one guy on the stairs just to show that I'm taking the stairs, why would an angel walk up a ladder if they have wings? And the answer is because exactly what we're saying, that you have to go rung by rung, one at a time, and then you become an angel. Keep up the excellent work. Good things always. Besorot tovot, yeshuot v'nehamot.